you want to camp and hike in the backcountry off trail but do it comfortably? Well, I'm going to tell you how. First, make a good decision on where and when you go. You have full control of this. Choose a place and time where the climate is comfortable, not when it's hot, humid, and rainy, nor when it's cold, windy, and snowy. Of course, you don't control the weather, but do some research first and look for the times of the year that gives you the best odds of comfortable weather. Most of my backcountry experience has been at the north rim of the Grand Canyon. I'll use that as an example, a 4-night stay. The best chance for comfortable weather, dry, low humidity, good temps. It's in the last week of May and in the month of September after Labor Day. This avoids freezing temps at night and the monsoon season in the summer. Second, traveling to your destination. Unless you live close by your dream spot in the wilderness, fly there. Don't drive. Don't spend days driving in a car when you can spend a few hours napping in an airplane. Fly to the nearest major city, rent a car, or have a friend there go with you and drive their car to the wilderness. Third, carry as little as possible for as short a distance as possible. The plan here is to set up a base camp and then do day hikes out from that base camp. So you set up camp in one area and then venture out on multiple hikes from the starting point. This way you don't have to carry all of your gear, food, and water for miles and miles. Just take enough for one meal, appropriate liquids, and minimal safety gear for several hours of hiking. The Grand Canyon National Park requires that you camp no closer than a quarter mile from the road and that your campsite is not visible from the road. Check what restrictions are in place in the area that you're planning to go to. What's the minimum gear for backcountry camping and hiking and still be comfortable? Let's say you're flying and you need to fit your gear into one suitcase that weighs less than 50 pounds. That's the usual limit for most airlines, unless they're going to charge you more for overweight or a second bag that you check in. There are some things that you'll fly with and some things you'll buy at your flight's endpoint. Here's what I pack in my checked bag. First, let's start with a suitcase. It is 13 pounds, American Tourister. It's got a hard shell body, which I like, which will reduce the chances of something crushing it while they throw it into the airplane cargo hold. The first item to pack is the Field & Stream 4-person tent. Yeah, I know it's a bit oversized for one person, but I'm only carrying it for a couple thousand feet, a quarter mile from the road. I like the ability to stand up nearly straight and to sit in it. Which brings us to the next item, the bucket toilet seat. Doing number 2 in the deep woods is no fun, and finding a suitable log is difficult. I'm too old for squatting freestyles. I don't want to spend time digging a hole, covering up the hole, and avoiding that spot in the future. It's more comfortable to sit on a bucket and collect the waste in a doubled up kitchen garbage bag and be thrown out later. And if you're traveling with others, the tent avoids those awkward surprises. Sleeping bag. I've got the Kelty Cosmic Down 40 Degree. Its warmth to weight ratio is better than synthetic as long as it doesn't get wet, and mine's never gotten wet. I wear 2 layers of clothing and a jacket and a sweatshirt. I sleep comfortably down to about 38 degrees Fahrenheit, and it packs down small. When I store it at home, it's hanging over a door. Sleeping pad. I have the Thermarest Venture WV Regular. I have used swimming pool air mattresses in the past. They break after a dozen nights or so on the rocky ground. The Thermarest has a tougher material and blows up fully in around 31 breaths. Camping pillow. It has a cool side and a warm side. Not ideal, it sometimes slides away from my head during the night. When I buy a new sleeping pad sometime in the future, I'll get one with an integrated pillow, but for now, this is okay. Balaclava. This keeps my head, ears, and nose warm incredibly well. I always end up discarding it sometime during the night because it gets too hot. It has Thinsulate insulation. This one's made by Redhead. Slippers. These are comfortable for walking around the campsite. You can get out of the boots and let the boots dry out. Solar powered lantern. This is solar powered batteries will keep this thing running for roughly 15 hours straight. Got a tent and air mattress repair items. hand warmers, thermometer, and spare reading glasses. You may not need those. Now you have to eat while you're out there, so I got the stove kit. Mine is a MSR Pocket Rocket 2. I also use a metal cup with fold-out handles and a long plastic rubbery spoon, which I use to dig into the freeze-dried food packets. And of course, after eating, you need a toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant if you're not solo hiking, body wash, wet wipes, very handy, especially when you're doing number 2, Advil, ibuprofen, anti-inflammatory, Pepto-Bismol. Yeah, when you're eating out there, you tend to get, the old diarrhea, so the Pepto-Bismol tablets help. Q-tips, keep your ears clean, and dental floss picks. When you go on your day hikes, you need a day backpack. I've got the Magellan insulated cooler type. I only take one hiking pole with me. It seems to work well enough for me, especially when I'm going downhill. That's the most likely times you're going to get injured. I've got a couple of mechanics gloves. These keep my hands from getting poked too much by the brambles. Wraparound sunglasses. These keep the pine needles from poking me in the eye when I'm plowing through some small trees. I've got a really good hat. This gives neck protection and you don't hear that swishy swish sound on your ears, so you can still hear nature as you're walking through the woods. Hydration tablets, Kleenex, a golf towel. I use the golf towel. Sometimes if I hike for quite a while, my feet start to get hot spots. I'll stop, take off my boots, take off my socks, and I'll need something to put my bare feet on the ground. Instead of the ground, I put it on the golf towel and let the boots and socks dry out for a while, and then I'm good to go. This helps prevent blisters. A bandana, basic first aid kit. Got rolled gauze, multiple size bandages, gauze pads, alcohol wipes, adhesive tape, clotting sponge, tweezers, and scissors. I pack a tourniquet, a knee brace, moleskin that's pre-cut so I don't have to use the scissors on them, hand sanitizer, Visine eye wash, chapstick or any other lip balm. I wear fishing shirts. I take 2 on a 4-night trip like this. So they work out really well. You want the long sleeve type, so that helps cut down on the scratches and scrapes that the brambles give you. A little mini multi-tool, a mirror, a compass, paper map, electronics. You don't always want to depend completely on electronics. An emergency poncho, never used it, and extra shoelaces, just in case. I take 2 undershirts for sleeping in. I take sweatpants also for sleeping in, and a sweatshirt also for sleeping in. And to help carry things like the smaller items down from where I park down to the campsite, I take a large bivy sack and fill it up. And a Nerf pistol. All these items go into the checked bag, and with their total weight, it comes to 46 pounds and about 2 ounces. So I'm well underneath the 50-pound limit. I got about 3 pounds to work with. So let's see what I put in my carry-on. In the carry-on bag, I take a collapsible chair. The chair makes all the difference in your comfort at the campsite. Trying to find a comfortable log to sit on is difficult, and this chair has a high back so I can lean back and just completely relax everything. I don't have to hold myself up. It's very, very worthwhile, the weight and the minimal cost. Boots, I've got the Merrell half ankle. I like the half ankle because I want some support for my ankle, but I don't want the boot all the way up. My leg is causing more heat and more sweat. 2 pairs of pants, long pants. Again, I want to fight those brambles poking me. These cut down on those scrapes and pokes. Wool socks. I know wool during the summer months, it sounds kind of funny, but these expel the sweat best and they dry out very fast. And of course underwear. I got 6 pairs of underwear, 6 pairs of socks. A flashlight that hangs on the neck 2 mini lighters and some waterproof matches, 2 battery packs for charging up the phone, and cell phone charging cord and plug-in. With all these items in the carry-on, come to a total weight of 15.64 pounds. The carry-on is of the dimensions that is allowed by, I think, nearly all airlines onto larger planes, you know, the 737 and above, and many of the smaller puddle jumpers. So those are the things that I pack when I fly out to my destination. But that's not everything. I have to buy things once I reach my destination city. What are the things that I buy? Well, first off, food, of course. I like the Mountain House freeze-dried foods. Those taste the best of all the freeze-dried that I've tried. I take canned soup once in a while and heat up some canned soup. Of course, lots of water bottles. I buy those big packs. 5-gallon bucket. You know, I go to one of the home centers, Lowe's, Home Depot, something like that, and get a bucket for my number 2. Gatorade bottles, lots of Gatorade. Kitchen garbage bags, get at least 40 of those. Propane cylinders for my MSR2 pocket rocket stove kit. A roll of paper towels. Toilet deodorizer, I pour that into the bag before I do number 2. A bath towel, no sense in packing one when you can just buy one for a couple of dollars. And of course, toilet paper. And I'm a coffee and tea drinker, so I get coffee and tea also. I usually just go to Walmart, or you can go to a lot of pharmacies and get most of these items. And of course, the home center for the 5-gallon bucket. So, what am I not packing? I'm not packing my 48-liter backpack. So this is where I'm not hauling a lot of gear over a lot of miles. I'm just going a quarter mile out from the truck, and that's it. I'll leave a link in the description for a list of all these items and the dimensions for the suitcases. The carry-on fits those most standard, like I said. So please subscribe, like, and share this video. So thanks again for listening and watching, and happy hiking. Wait, there's a bonus tip. Before you go on your trip, this is related to number 2. When you go to the bathroom, you only want to do it once, you know, at least the number 2 once per day. So work your body into a rhythm where you're just doing it once a day, usually very early in the morning or late in the evening. That works best. That way you're always back at base camp when you have to do your thing. So that's my tip of the month. And it's not an April Fool's joke. That's real.